The morning the world shifted was warm and bright, one of those deceptively gentle mornings when life feels soft and manageable, like nothing bad can possibly happen. The sunlight was filtering through my kitchen curtains in thin golden lines, dust motes floating lazily as if suspended in time. I was still in my pajamas, hair tied up in a messy bun, the kettle humming behind me as I scrolled aimlessly through notifications on my phone. That was when her message arrived, a sharp ping, a banner sliding down, a flash of my sister's name, ***, Emma ***, followed by a preview of the text. At first, I didn't think anything of it. We'd been planning for weeks, selecting travel bags, sharing Pinterest boards of places we wanted to visit, sending each other TikToks of floating breakfasts in Santorini, gondola rides in Venice, cafe terraces in Paris. She even asked if I could help her choose matching outfits for her kids. It was supposed to be our asterisk trip, a celebration of everything we had survived as a family. So when the message fully opened and the words registered, my mind refused to accept them at first. ***, you are not coming with us to Europe. My husband prefers this vacation to be a family vacation only. ***, the first thing I felt wasn't pain. It was confusion. A strange, surreal kind of confusion that made me reread the message 4, 5, 6 times until the letters blurred like watercolor, bleeding on paper. Not coming, family only. What did that even mean? I blinked hard, like maybe my phone was malfunctioning. Like maybe there was a second message that explained it, some joke, some follow-up, some apology. There wasn't. Just those 2 sentences, cold and sterile and brutal, delivered with all the tenderness of a door slammed in my face. The kettle clicked off behind me. The sudden silence felt violent. I stood there, one hand bracing the edge of the counter, feeling the first sting of something sharp and heavy begin to settle behind my ribs. This wasn't just about a vacation. This was a declaration, a line drawn, a boundary I didn't know existed, a definition of **family** that no longer included me. It felt like someone was erasing me in real time. ###***, the bitter echo of history, ***, to understand the depth of the wound, you'd have to understand the years before it. Emma wasn't just my sister. She was my other half, my built-in best friend, the wild and reckless force of nature I had spent my whole life tethering to, so she wouldn't float off the edge of the world. Childhood, adolescence, adulthood, every phase of her life leaned against mine. I was the responsible one. The planner, the fixer, the provider. When her car got repossessed at 20. 2, because she didn't read the loan agreements. I paid the fees and signed her next one. When she got pregnant with her first child and Daniel was between jobs, I bought them a dependable SUV. When she and Daniel fell behind on mortgage payments after the flood ruined their old home, I stepped in again because that's what family does. When insurance refused to cover half the costs, I bought them a new house. Not loaned, not owned, bought, full cash down. It wasn't extravagance to me. It was love. It was security for my sister, her children, her future. The house became their sanctuary, warm, peaceful, a place they decorated for Christmas with a huge pine tree Emma loved. A home with a garden Emma always dreamed of. A fresh start for a family that had struggled for years. A fresh start I had built, and not once during any of that did I ever feel used, not because they weren't using me, but because I didn't think my generosity could ever be weaponized against me. But that morning, everything snapped into focus. ###***, cracks in the illusion ****, I didn't respond right away. I walked to the kitchen table and sat down slowly. Placing the phone in front of me like it was something dangerous. My coffee had gone cold. I scrolled up through our previous conversations, laughing emojis, outfit choices, hotel options, the Airbnb link in France, the group chat messages where Emma said, asterisk, Ava, it'll be so fun. You have to come with us. Asterisk, the shift from those warm messages to this abrupt rejection felt whiplash-inducing. Something didn't add up. I stared at the message again. Asterisk, my husband prefers this vacation to be a family vacation only. Asterisk, Daniel. This had his tone, his fingerprints, his quiet hostility he always tried to hide behind smiles. He had never liked how close Emma and I were. Never liked that I was financially stable while he wasn't. Never liked that the house they lived in, slept in, ate in, laughed in, was paid for by her younger sister. But Emma had always promised me he'd get over it. She swore he didn't resent my help. She insisted he just needed time. Apparently, his patience ran out, and Emma, she complied. That was the part that hurt, not Daniel's pettiness. Not his insecurity, not his manipulation, Emma's compliance, Emma choosing his comfort over my place in our family. Emma agreeing that I wasn't part of the family vacation. Emma having the audacity to send that message without even picking up the phone. As if I were an acquaintance, as if I were optional. A vacuum of cold expanded inside me. Asterisk, the breaking point, asterisk. I finally typed a response. Not the long, emotional message that was clawing at my throat. Not the questions I wanted to scream, asterisk why? What changed? What did I do? Asterisk just one word. Asterisk, understood. Asterisk, the most emotionally distant word I could find, neutral, sterile, empty. I sent it and turned my phone upside down on the table. The act felt final. My hands were trembling, but not from sadness. It was something else, something quieter, a slow, pulsing realization. For years, my generosity had been unconditional. A warm river Emma drank from without ever considering its source, but rivers dry up, and that morning I felt myself turning to stone. Asterisk, memory as a weapon, asterisk. I remembered the night I handed them the keys to the house. Emma cried. Daniel thanked me stiffly like gratitude pained him. He made a vague promise that they'd pay me back someday, knowing full well I'd never ask for repayment. I remembered Emma clinging to me, her tears soaking my shoulder. You're a blessing, she whispered. We'll never forget this. Yet here we were, she forgot within months. And now suddenly the house I bought was theirs to treat me as a guest in their lives. Uninvited, unimportant, unincluded, a stranger. The longer I sat there, the calmer I became. The hurt didn't vanish, but it crystallized into something sharp, clear, and powerful. I cared deeply, but that didn't mean I had to stay powerless. I pushed back from the table and stood, suddenly aware of how quiet my home was. My legs carried me to my office, where the thick folder of real estate documents lay neatly stacked in the drawer. I pulled it out, dropped it on the desk, and flipped through the first few pages. My name, only my name. Every signature, every deed, every transfer. Mine, not theirs. A slow breath filled my chest. A steadier one followed. Some wounds don't beg for bandages. Some wounds forge resolve. Asterisk, the formation of a decision, asterisk, heartbreak, and betrayal don't always lead to loud anger. Sometimes they lead to quiet clarity. I sank into my office chair, staring at the documents while the last remnants of the morning sun warmed my skin. My phone buzzed once. A follow-up message from Emma. Asterisk, don't take it personally. We just want this trip to be about us. Please understand. Asterisk, I laughed, actually laughed because how beautifully ironic it was for her to ask for understanding after offering me none. A new emotion slipped in between the hurt and the clarity. Not revenge, not yet. Just a sudden, powerful realization. Asterisk, I mattered too. Asterisk, I had spent years giving, offering, providing, sacrificing, always believing that love returned was equal to love given. I was wrong, and maybe it was time past time to reclaim the pieces of myself that I had scattered into other people's lives, hoping they would treasure them. Maybe it was time to undo the mistake of giving too much. Maybe it was time to take back what I built. And as soon as the thought formed, it felt like oxygen after drowning. My hand reached for the phone, not to message Emma, but to scroll through contacts until I found the number for my bank representative. I stared at it for a long moment, then I clicked the call button. The quiet storm had begun. The call connected on the second ring. "Good morning, MS Hale. My bank representative, Olivia, answered brightly. How can I help you today?" I looked out the window as she spoke. For a moment, I saw the reflection of myself in the glass, hair messy, eyes still swollen from silent tears, face pale with a strange mixture of hurt and clarity. I didn't look like someone having a calm financial conversation. I looked like someone standing at the edge of an emotional cliff. But my voice, when it came out, was steady. "I need to cancel all pending payments tied to the lakeside property," I said. There was a short pause on the line, the kind a polite professional gives when she needs to double-check that she heard correctly. "You want to cancel the scheduled transfers, the renovation, installments, and mortgage payoff batch transfers?" "Yes," I said. "Cancel every single one, effective immediately, of course," Olivia replied, though surprise colored her tone. "Just to confirm, you have full ownership rights to the property. No co-signers, no joint names. Correct. The house is under my name only." I felt a twist in my stomach as I said it, because the words didn't just confirm a legal truth, they confirmed the emotional one too. It was my house, paid for by my sacrifices, my hard work. I had handed it to Emma and Daniel out of love. But love without respect is debt unpaid. And MS Hale, Olivia continued carefully, "Are you sure? This will disrupt the entire funding plan." "I'm sure," I said softly. "Please proceed." The clicking of her keyboard was oddly comforting, like the rhythm of a storm beginning to gather pace. Calm, predictable. I could almost hear the gears shifting in the universe, nothing dramatic, nothing loud. Just quiet, precise movements. Moments later, Olivia spoke again. "All transfers have been canceled. Is there anything else you'd like to adjust regarding the property?" I hesitated. My heart thudded once heavily, decisively before I spoke. "Yes," I said, "I want to reclaim the property and sell it." This time, the pause was longer. "I can connect you with our real estate legal team," Olivia finally said. "Would you like to proceed now?" "Yes," I answered. "Right now." As she transferred the call, I leaned back in my chair. My hands were still trembling, but it wasn't fear anymore. It was adrenaline, certainty, the first real step of reclaiming myself. The quiet storm inside me had become a living thing. ****, the legal shift ***, within hours, I had everything set into motion. The legal team confirmed what I already knew, the house, the land, the renovations, all under my name. Paperwork Emma and Daniel signed stated they were *temporary occupants nothing more. Emma had cried tears of gratitude when she agreed to that arrangement, promising they'd switch the deed into her and Daniel's names once they got back on their feet. Well, they never got back on their feet. They just got comfortable leaning on mine. My lawyer, a formidable woman named Marisol, called me back that afternoon. "Ava, the process is straightforward," she said. "You can reclaim occupancy immediately. Do you want to issue a removal notice?" "No," I said. "They're on vacation." There was a long silence on her end. I didn't need to explain further. She understood exactly why I wanted it quiet and fast. "Then I'll proceed with the sale," Marisol said. "We can list it privately first. I know a couple looking for a lakeside home." "Do it," I said. It was startling how simple everything was, how easy it was to unravel years of sacrifice with a few phone calls. What had taken me years of love to build took only a day to dismantle. But that's the nature of storms. They start quietly, almost unnoticed, until the first lightning strike splits the sky. Hash 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 asterisk asterisk packing away the past asterisk asterisk. The next morning I pulled up in front of the house I had bought for them asterisk their asterisk house, the one they had painted, furnished, lived in. For a moment I just sat in my car, staring at it. It was beautiful, white stone exterior, warm cedar accents, tall windows that glimmered in the sun, the house I had dreamed they'd raise their children in, the house I thought would anchor Emma's chaotic world, the house that symbolized family, stability, and love. But symbols meant nothing when the people they were built for decided you were disposable. I unlocked the front door with my key, a key I had never used until that day, and stepped inside. The air still held traces of their life, the faint citrus scent from Emma's cleaning spray, the echo of children's laughter in the hall, Daniel's shoes by the entrance. For a moment I felt grief wash over me, not for losing them, but for the years I had spent believing I mattered unconditionally. The house was silent, peaceful, unaware that its occupants had severed the very bond that had built it. I took a deep breath and began the task of dismantling their world. I didn't do it angrily. I didn't throw anything, break anything, or disrespect anything. I packed everything with care, every photo frame, every toy, every dish, every notebook Emma kept for her kids' school schedules, every jacket, every shoe, every forgotten sock tucked behind a couch. Their whole life fit into boxes far more neatly than I expected. I labeled each box clearly, my handwriting steady and precise. Asterisk asterisk kitchen asterisk 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 master bedroom asterisk 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 kids toys asterisk 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 bathroom asterisk 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 documents asterisk asterisk. I even left notes on some boxes. Asterisk fragile glass. Asterisk kids keepsakes. Asterisk baby's first year memories careful, because my revenge was never meant to be cruel. It was meant to be honest. I wasn't punishing Emma and Daniel with destruction. I was simply returning their life to them, minus the foundation they had taken for granted. Hash 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 asterisk asterisk, the envelope asterisk asterisk. By early evening, the house was empty, quiet, echoing. It felt like a museum of memories I had no right to keep. I walked into the kitchen, the familiar marble counters glinting softly, and placed a single white envelope on the island. Inside, I left 3 things. 1. Asterisk asterisk, the key to the storage unit, asterisk asterisk, where all their belongings were now safely kept. 2. Asterisk asterisk, a copy of the legal documents, asterisk asterisk, showing the revocation of their right to occupy the home. 3. Asterisk asterisk, a short note, asterisk asterisk, handwritten. Asterisk, you made it clear I'm not part of your family. I'm simply taking back what was mine. Your belongings are safe. Ava asterisk, no anger, no accusations, no dramatic monologue. Just truth, just closure. I sealed the envelope, set it down gently, and walked out, locking the door behind me for the second, till last time. Hash 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 asterisk asterisk, the online parade asterisk asterisk for the next few days. While the house sale finalized, I watched from a distance as Emma and Daniel paraded their European vacation across social media. It was impossible to avoid the algorithm pushed their posts to the top of my feed, as if it wanted me to choke on the irony. Emma posing against the Eiffel Tower, her smile bright. Emma captioning a carousel of photos. Asterisk, nothing like family bonding time. Smiling sparkles. Asterisk, Daniel posting a story of them drinking wine in Tuscany with text overlay. Asterisk, a drama. Free trip with just the ones who matter. Asterisk, my stomach twisted each time. Not because I wanted to be there, but because they were celebrating the exclusion. They weren't just leaving me out. They were rubbing it in. Still, I didn't comment, didn't like, didn't message. My silence was my boundary, and my boundary was louder than their celebration. Hash 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 asterisk asterisk, a house sold. A bond severed asterisk asterisk. The sale happened quickly, faster than I anticipated. The market was hot, and the buyers were eager. A young couple planning to start a family, their eyes shining with the dreams I once had for Emma. Marisol handled everything. By Friday, papers were signed. By Saturday, final inspection completed. By Sunday morning, the deal was closed, and at precisely noon on Sunday, I stood in the driveway with the new owners, handing over the keys to what used to be my sister's home. They were excited, I was steady, the quiet storm had reached its peak, but it was still silent, controlled. Precise, just as I turned to leave, the sound of a familiar SUV rolled down the street. Emma and Daniel. Home, early. My heart didn't race. My breath didn't shake. I simply stood still, hands at my sides, as their car pulled into the driveway. The look on Emma's face when she saw me, and the sold sign behind the new owners, was indescribable confusion. Shock, fear, betrayal, all layered in the way only guilt can produce. Daniel's jaw tightened, his eyes narrowing as if the pieces were clicking into place far too late. The storm had arrived, not loud, not explosive, just quiet, devastating truth, and I was finally ready to face it. The SUV rolled to a stop with a crunch of gravel, the kind of sound that always echoed loudly in the quiet lakeside neighborhood. I remember thinking how fitting it was, how sharp, how jarring, how utterly disruptive. It was the sound of their world about to split open. I stood near the front steps with the new owners, a young couple who were still talking excitedly about where they planned to put a reading nook. Their voices dimmed the moment the SUV door slammed open. Emma stepped out first. Her hair was still styled from their flight, her sunglasses perched on top of her head, her sweater draped around her shoulders. She looked exhausted, jet-lagged, stiff, but smiling in that post-vacation glow people get when they return home believing everything is exactly as they left it. Until she saw me, she froze mid-step, her expression twisting into confusion. "Ava," she said slowly, like her brain needed time to process a familiar face in an unfamiliar context. What are you doing here?" Daniel came around the car next, hauling 2 suitcases behind him. His face immediately soured when he spotted the sold sign planted firmly in the grass. "What the hell?" he muttered, stopping in his tracks. Emma didn't look at the sign, yet her eyes were glued to me, and then to the couple behind me. "Hi," the wife of the new owners said politely, sensing tension but trying to remain friendly. Why are there strangers in our driveway?" Daniel snapped, cutting her off. The husband raised his hands in a placating gesture. "We're the new Daniel," I said sharply. "Don't." He glared at me, his eyes blazing with accusation. Emma, shaking now, finally looked at the sign. Her face crumpled. "No," she whispered. "No, no, no." She stumbled forward, her steps uneven as she rushed toward the door. She dug into her purse, pulling out her key with trembling fingers. The moment she tried to slide it into the lock, the metal clicked uselessly. "The key didn't fit anymore. I don't understand," she breathed, fumbling, jamming it again, as if persistence would change reality. "This is our house, why doesn't it? Why can't I?" Daniel stormed past her and tried his own key, cursing under his breath. When it didn't turn, he slammed his palm against the door. "What did you do?" he demanded, spinning toward me. The new couple looked mortified. "Ava," Emma said, voice cracking, "tell me this is a mistake, please." I walked toward them slowly, my movements calm in contrast to their spiraling panic. I reached into my purse, pulled out the white envelope, and handed it to Emma. "This explains everything," I said. She took it with shaky hands, staring at the weightless paper like it was something deadly. "What is this?" she whispered. "Your belongings are in a storage unit," I said. "The key is inside, so are the legal documents." Her eyes snapped up, red and glassy. "Legal documents." Daniel snatched the envelope from her, tore it open, and unfolded the papers with jerky movements. His eyes darted across the page. He went pale. "You sold the house." His voice cracked with disbelief and anger. "You sold our house, not your house," I corrected quietly. "Mine. You gave it to us," he shouted. "No," I said, "I paid for it for you. There's a difference." Emma shook her head violently, tears spilling over. "We lived here. This was our home. It was a home I provided, I said, and one you made it painfully clear I didn't belong in. She flinched as if I'd slapped her. Daniel stepped closer, his voice lowering into something darker. This is insane, Ava. You blindsided us. You can't just take everything away. I didn't take anything, I replied. I returned your things, I reclaimed what was mine. The truth dropped like stones between us. Hash 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 asterisk asterisk, the collapse of pretenses asterisk asterisk, the new owners, uncomfortable and unsure of what to do, excused themselves politely. We'll come back later, the woman murmured. Take your time, I said softly. Emma watched them leave with a hollow expression, wiping her face with her sleeve. You waited until we were out of the country, she said, voice trembling, to do this. Yes, I said with no apology. So you wouldn't fight, or lie, or manipulate? I wanted clean distance. You think asterisk, I asterisk, would manipulate you? She cried. Ava, you're my sister. I held her gaze. Am I? The question hit her harder than anything else I'd said. She opened her mouth, then closed it, shoulders shaking. The hurt in her eyes was genuine, but so was mine. You left me out of a trip asterisk we planned together asterisk. I said quietly, you called it a family vacation. You made it clear I wasn't family. That wasn't me, she cried. Daniel thought, he said. Daniel clenched his jaw. Don't put this on me. Emma rounded on him. You said she'd make the trip awkward. You said we needed time to reconnect. Oh, now you're throwing me under the bus, he snapped. You agreed with me, Emma. Don't pretend you didn't. I didn't think she would do this. Emma sobbed, gesturing wildly at the sold house. I didn't think I'd come home to strangers living in my home, Daniel. The argument spiraled, messy and loud. But I didn't step in, not this time. Hash 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 asterisk asterisk. The truth they didn't expect asterisk asterisk after a minute. I finally spoke. Emma, I said softly, do you want to know when I decided? She looked up at me with wet, desperate eyes. It wasn't the message, I said. It wasn't the trip. It wasn't even the cruelty of the words. Her breath hitched as she waited. It was the moment I realized you weren't sorry, you weren't conflicted, you weren't sad. You were asterisk comfortable asterisk cutting me out. I wasn't, she began. I cut her off gently. You posted photos, I said, captions about family time and drama, free vacations. You knew I would see them. Her lips trembled. You weren't protecting your family, Emma. You were celebrating my exclusion. The truth shattered her. Hash 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 asterisk asterisk Daniel's desperation. Asterisk asterisk Daniel stepped in front of her, speaking for both of them. Reverse it, he demanded. You clearly did this out of spite. Fix it. I'll transfer money every month, okay? We'll pay you back. We'll sign whatever you want. Just give us our house back. I smiled sadly. It's already sold. What? His composure cracked completely. Are you insane? You sold it. To strangers. To people who appreciate it. I said. People who wanted a home, not a weapon. He blinked rapidly, breathing hard. You don't understand. I understand perfectly. I said. And I'm done. Hash 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 asterisk asterisk. The final break asterisk asterisk. Emma stepped closer, wiping her tears quickly as if trying to assemble the sister I once knew. Ava, please, you should have talked to me. You should have told me you were hurt. I did, I said softly. For years, in 100 small ways. You just didn't listen. Her face crumpled again. I never wanted this. She whispered. I didn't either. I said, but you wanted distance. You wanted boundaries. You wanted me out of your family moments. I'm just honoring your wishes more literally than you expected. She sank down onto the curb, sobbing openly now. Her shoulders shook, her breaths ragged. Daniel paced behind her, running his hands through his hair, muttering curses under his breath, alternating between anger and panic like a pendulum out of control. For a long moment, I simply watched them, two people who had leaned on my generosity for so long they had mistaken it for permanence. People who had believed I would always absorb the hurt. People who had assumed I would always choose them, even when they no longer chose me. But storms don't exist to be controlled. They exist to reshape the landscape. ****, my final words, ****. I took a slow breath and spoke, my voice calm and steady. I didn't do this to hurt you, I said. I did it because you made it clear that my presence was optional, so I made my support optional too. Emma looked up, eyes pleading. So this is revenge? No, I said. This is self-respect. She sobbed harder. I placed a hand gently on her shoulder. A soft touch, a farewell. I loved you, I whispered. I always did. That's why this hurts. But loving you doesn't mean letting you use me. Not anymore. She didn't respond. Daniel didn't respond. There was nothing left to say anyway. ****, the walk away, ****. I turned and walked toward my car. The wind was gentle, the lake shimmered, the air felt cleaner than it had in years. Behind me, I heard Emma's broken crying. Daniel's frustrated curses, the crumbling of an illusion I had held on to for too long, but none of it pulled me back. Because for the first time in my life, I was choosing myself. I opened my car door, got in, and drove away without looking in the rear-view mirror. The house I had built for them was gone, but the peace I was building for myself was just beginning. For days after I drove away from the house that was once theirs, then mine again, and now belonged to strangers, I felt strangely hollow. Not empty, not sad, just quiet, like the world had stopped shouting, like the storm had finally passed. But healing isn't an explosion. It's a slow, steady return of breath, a soft reintroduction to your own heartbeat. And for the first time in years, maybe ever, I began to hear mine again. ****, the aftermath they never expected ****. Emma didn't contact me for a full week after that day. Not a call, not a text, not a single attempt to apologize or even lash out. The silence said everything. She didn't know how to face me, or perhaps she finally realized that I was no longer someone she could tug back with guilt or nostalgia. Daniel, however, reacted exactly as I expected. 3 days after their return, he sent a long, winding email filled with everything you'd expect: blame, anger, accusations, half-truths, thinly veiled threats, appeals for reasonableness, promising repayment plans I knew he'd never honor. I didn't respond. My lawyer did, politely, professionally, unemotionally. Her reply ended with, MS, Hale has no further obligations to you. All transactions were voluntary and legally concluded. Do not contact her again. Daniel responded with one more sputtering attempt at regaining control. Then, when faced with absolute silence, he finally stopped. There is a certain peace that comes when someone can no longer reach you, like watching a storm from behind soundproof windows, violent but unable to touch you. For the first time in my life, I felt untouchable. ****, my world, rebuilt ****, I thought reclaiming the house would bring guilt, or regret, or nightmares. Instead, it brought clarity. When people tell you who they are, believe them. But when you tell yourself who you are, listen harder. For years, I had been the giver, the fixer, the provider, the emotional crutch, the bank, the babysitter, the therapist, the solution, but never the priority. Never the one anyone protected, never the one anyone considered indispensable. I used to swallow that truth quietly, telling myself family loopholes were normal. That giving more than you received was just part of being the strong one. But strength without boundaries isn't strength. It's self-erasure. And I had erased myself for Emma's comfort for too many years. So I made changes. I cleaned out my apartment of things that reminded me of people who only came to me when life broke them. I blocked numbers I had kept out of obligation. I took time off work. I grieved. Not for Emma and Daniel, but for the version of myself who didn't know how to say no. Then, one evening, as I sat drinking tea on my balcony, I realized something startling. I wasn't angry anymore. The herd had thinned out, leaving behind something gentle and new, freedom. Hash 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 asterisk asterisk, the first step toward myself asterisk asterisk, a month after the house sale. After the fights, after the silence, I booked a plane ticket. Not to escape, not to run, not to hide, but to reclaim something I didn't even realize I had lost asterisk asterisk, my place in the world. Asterisk asterisk, Europe had been the dream they took from me. So I took it back. When I boarded my plane, something inside me shifted. The heaviness that had clung to me for weeks loosened. I settled into my seat, leaned back, and breathed deeply. No resentment, no bitterness, just a quiet sense of arrival. As the plane lifted into the sky, I whispered to myself, this time it's for me. Hash 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 asterisk asterisk Europe, in my own hands asterisk asterisk, my first stop was Paris. Where Emma had posed by the Eiffel Tower with the caption, asterisk, a family time is the best time, asterisk, but my visit was different. I approached the tower at sunrise. The sky was soft watercolor pink, and the streets were empty except for a few early morning joggers and a couple taking wedding photos. I stood there alone, feeling the cool air brush against my skin. There was no jealousy, no bitterness. Only awe. This was my moment, not stolen, not shared, not taken for granted, just mine. I sat at a cafe afterward, eating a warm kvass, with flaking layers and sipping a perfect latte. I looked around at strangers chatting softly, and I felt something warm spread through me, belonging. Not to a person, not to a family who refused to see me, not to a role I had been trapped in, but belonging to myself. From Paris I traveled to Venice. I rode a gondola alone, the water rippling as the sun shimmered off the canal. Tourists pointed at sights with excitement, but I stayed quiet, watching, absorbing, healing. Then Greece, Santorini, with its blue rooftops and endless sea. I watched the sunset from a cliffside restaurant, the sky burning orange and gold, as if the universe were applauding the sacrifice I finally stopped making. I took photos, beautiful ones, not to prove anything, not to show anyone, not to compete, just to remember how peace felt on my skin. Hash 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 asterisk asterisk, the message I didn't expect asterisk asterisk somewhere between islands. During a ferry ride across the Aegean Sea, my phone buzzed. Not from Daniel, not from family, but from Emma. Her name appeared on my screen like a ghost. I stared at it for a long time. Her message was short. I'm sorry. I know it's late, but I'm really, truly sorry. I miss you. A part of me softened, because despite everything, she had been my sister once. She had been my childhood, my confidante, my history, but the part of me that responded was not the old Ava who lived in her shadow. I wrote, I hope you're okay, I'm healing, I hope you do too. No anger, no bitterness, no reopening of wounds. Just closure. She sent a few more messages longer, rambling, filled with guilt and regret. I read them all, feeling for her, but not feeling responsible for her. For the first time in my life, her pain wasn't my burden to carry, and that was freedom. Hash 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 asterisk asterisk, looking back without breaking asterisk asterisk. People think revenge is about retaliation. About inflicting the same pain you received, about proving something. But the sweetest revenge I learned isn't destruction. It's liberation, because nothing hurts people who took you for granted more than realizing you don't need them anymore. And nothing heals a wounded heart faster than returning home to yourself. When I finally flew back from Europe weeks later, sun-kissed and peaceful, I didn't think about the trip they took without me. I thought about the life I was returning to, a life I was finally shaping on my own terms. No more being used. No more being placed last. No more bending until I broke. I no longer wished for Emma and Daniel to hurt the way they hurt me. I no longer wished for punishment. I no longer wished to rewind the clock, because peace is a better prize than vengeance. And choosing peace is the one victory no one can take away. Hash 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 asterisk asterisk, a new beginning asterisk asterisk, on a warm evening a week after my return. I sat on a bench overlooking the lake. Not their lake, not the one tied to old memories, but a small one near my apartment. The water was calm, the breeze soft, the air smelled of pine. I watched the ripples expand across the surface, each ring growing wider, softer, gentler. Healing works the same way, quiet, slow, expanding outward in ways you don't notice until one day you wake up and realize the ache is gone. A little girl nearby fed pieces of bread to ducks. She laughed, and the sound echoed lightly across the water. Simple, peaceful, real. I closed my eyes and breathed deeply. I had not only reclaimed my house, I had reclaimed myself. And in the end, that was the greatest revenge of all asterisk asterisk, not proving them wrong asterisk asterisk, but proving myself right. Asterisk asterisk, not punishing them asterisk asterisk, but freeing myself. Asterisk asterisk, not taking something from them asterisk asterisk, but returning something to me. Peace, dignity, self, worth, wholeness, the kind of quiet, sweet revenge that didn't need an audience. The kind that lasted longer than anger ever could. The kind that let me walk forward without looking back. Because I finally understood, family is not defined by blood. It is defined by love, respect, and presence. And sometimes, losing the wrong people is the only way to find the right version of yourself. I opened my eyes, smiled to myself, and whispered into the breeze, "I'm free."